So for this residency at Homesession, I'm starting a new long-term project about the AIDS crisis in my own personal life, but also in my art practice. And by doing that, I want to dig into the life of two queer artists, or let's say that identify as gay men, Felix Gonzalez Torres and David Vonarovich, two American artists who passed away from complications from AIDS. So the starting point was an ambivalent or maybe malaise, or like I was a little bit concerned about how I didn't know anything about the AIDS crisis. I mean, I know stuff, but I didn't know too much stuff. So I'm born in 1991, so it was like at the ends, it's not finished, but like at the ends or during the peak of the AIDS crisis. So I'm really like interested to know how that crisis, or how the effect of that crisis can affect young or new generation of queer, gay, LGBTQ people or artists. Also, the other thing was I was really, I mean, the artists that I mentioned before are a big influence in my work, and I don't know, I just wanted to learn more about themselves and how the crisis influenced their work, of course, but also their relationship, their personal life, and the way they talked about themselves and how they decided to make choices, or personal choices, but also like artistic choices. Like, yeah, you know that expression that we say that there's an elephant in the room. We tend to don't think about AIDS that much because it's not the same situation that it was in the past, but it's still there, and it's still a big, like a big part of our history. And of course, queers, we are not family, but we can see it that way. And I feel that I want to maybe learn about how the collective memory can be passed through generation. And yeah, and also I feel that queer sexuality, queer life is still something really complicated. There's a work that I really like. I mean, I like everything, but there's that piece is called Untitled, made in 1991, and it's basically a picture of what is supposedly his bed. So basically it's a picture of like two pillows, and we can see like print of body that used to be there. And when we read about that particular piece, we can understand that it's probably related to his partner loss, who passed away from complication of AIDS, and the idea of like how a body can be there, you know, like the absence, the death, and stuff like that. And I've been thinking a lot about the idea of the bed and the sheets, because a bed can be a place of love, of sexuality, but also of sickness and of death. So I don't know, I was really concerned about how the bed can be also like a conceptual place, be a place of inspiration, not necessarily, not like always good, sometimes bad, but also like it can be warm, it can be cold, it can be dirt, it can be clean, it can be left. I mean, we don't have to use the bed. I don't know, I'm just really interested about that idea and how it goes through a positive and a negative place in like a second. And I think there's a lot of that in Felix Gonzalez Torres' works, a lot of like subtlety about how his work can be really like, let's say cold, but of course minimal, conceptual, but also really generous and really sensitive, of course. and in my own work, I'm always working with this idea of weaving like together voices, my own voice, but also the voice of the others, myself and the others, and to create a text or an essay or a non-fiction, whatever, about different topics. Of course, for this one, I haven't decided yet what the main topic will be, but it's about everything I said already. So I'm already starting to play with that multiple voices by taking pictures of books to include the voice of others into the space, by photography, by installation, by different kind of writing process, may I say. So there will be photography, but also like a textile piece about this idea of memory, but also of loss and of love, because it's all about love. Curious, and not curious, but interesting about that notion of how writing and how physical writing can be exhibit. How do we have to read it, to listen to it, to touch it, let's say. So the future of the project will also be about that, because it's one of my main interests, about how we can gain access to a text through exhibition. Positive thing also for to learn and to to see things differently. I don't know, just to have fun also. Yeah.